Hey, love bugs. What's up? I hope you're having a good morning, noon, night, whenever this video may reach you. Do your girl a favor and hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you can get that thing whenever I upload a new video. So today, we are about to talk about Diddy. This man came out to try to defend himself after being accused of SAing a 17-year-old girl back in the early 2000s with one of his business partners. A producer came out by the name of Tiffany to defend and actually support Cassie's claims of DV. It's just a lot going on. And Russel Simmons is just coming out of the woodworks because I guess he's like, oh, let me just try to throw myself up in there to try to absolve myself and make myself look innocent, knowing dang well they know what they was doing. They know what it gives in the entertainment industry, for real. And that's why a lot of people ain't saying nothing, because they done did some stuff too that they do not want to be exposed. Everybody trying to keep their skeletons in the closet, but a reckoning is upon us. Okay. Come on over, love bugs. Come on over, baby. So we can get this party started. Roll call. How my babies doing tonight? What's up, Denitria? Hey, Cynthia Tademi. Hey, Rose. What's up, Rihanna, Janetta, Al, Erica? Hey, Annetta. Hey, Gabriel. Hey, Ebony. What's up? St. Marquez. What's going on? How y'all doing? Al. Yes, Jasmine. Hey, baby. Happy Thursday. Hey, Amberella. Thank you guys for joining me tonight for show number 1, numero uno. What's up, CT? Okay, let's head on over to these Instagram streets. I'm looking hot. Thank you, Al. I did a little something different with my eye makeup. I got this pearl liquid eyeshadow, and it was just so pretty. Y'all know I love like sparkle and glamour and ooh la la. Okay, shouts out to the Shade Room. Photos included an actual assault lawsuit against Diddy surfaced online. So this is the girl in question. Oh my goodness, this is so crazy. Diddy sitting here looks exactly like King Combs, Christian Combs. Like, it is just crazy, like a spitting image. Wow. So the attorney representing the most recent woman accusing Diddy of actual assaults has included images of Diddy and a woman in the lawsuit. According to the suit, the images allege Diddy pictured with the then 17-year-old woman, stating this proves that she not only met Mr. Combs on the night in question, but was in his studio in New York City with him that night. As we reported, the woman is accusing Diddy and 2 other men of actually assaulting her back in 2003. Diddy released a statement earlier this morning denying the allegations made against him. So another industry dude by the name of Harvey was also included in this suit. And I believe this is suit number 4 so far that has come out against P. Diddy. This is her. D&G. Yes, this definitely was the times where we was wearing jean skirts. I remember. Wow. In the suit, she pretty much said that she was transported to a different state. Storm Monroe did a good breakdown. He's really good with like investigating and stuff like that. I'm more of just, we just be entertaining over here. And he entertains in addition to like reading through documents and shit, because he got a master's degree. Sometimes, that part. But pretty much she said that she was inebriated and she was to the point to where she could not consent. She, Diddy wanted her to do nipple play so he could get off, and a couple men just came in and out of where she was and assaulted her. And it's really disgusting, and it's so sad because, this really happens a lot in entertainment. People, they drug you up, they give you alcohol, and then they take advantage of you. And because of the victim being in that vulnerable state and not really probably fully recollecting everything that happened because she was in an inebriated state, I'm sure she woke up and she could feel, on her person that she had been violated and she didn't consent. You can't consent when you're under the influence. But because things happen like that, it's easier to blame the victim. Well, why did you have so many drinks? Well, why did you go there? Well, why did you have that short skirt on? Why did you take a picture with him? Why were you sitting on his lap? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? It doesn't matter if I'm walking around with a bra and panties. If I say no, I don't want you to enter me, or if I'm in a state of mind to whereas I'm not completely cognizant of what's going on, and we didn't already discuss or interact with each other like that prior, because you know it's a catch-22 with like being under the influence. Now, if you're with someone that you are dating, that you actively talk to, that you guys have had, encounters before, or you've been in talks with having encounters, if you both decide amicably and as grown adults to have fun and, get a little lit and y'all both are consenting because y'all already talk about these things, this is somebody that you actually deal with, that is a little bit different. But to be completely under the influence amongst men that you don't know, that you've never had these types of talks with, that literally are drugging you so that they could take advantage of you, is disgusting. So Diddy came out and said enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. Sean Diddy Combs. I mean, all of these things are allegedly alleged. However, I believe them. I do. And I told you guys why. Like people would say, oh, this man has everything. He has access to all sorts of women. He can do whatever it is that he wants to do. It's all about power. It's a power dynamic when someone is graping or when someone is, dangling contracts and money over a man or a young man or a boy's head. And they're like, well, if I could get a man to go down on me, then I'm a powerful. I could get anybody to do anything if I could get a man that's not even really down with this to suck my. And it's just it's disgusting. It's a power thing. It's a control tactic. It's energy harvesting. It's evil. It's wicked. It's satanic. We just got to call it what it is. So recently, a songwriter that was around during those days by the name of Tiffany Red, she comes out. She said that she was helping Cassie on in a body of work. She was helping her songwrite, and the music was never released because Diddy really had no intentions on making Cassie an actual music star. Like he just wanted to have her be his concubine, have her be, his little eyepiece that he flaunts around, someone that he could also abuse, and energy harvest off of. I don't think he really saw her as a superstar talent. I just don't. If he did, he would have had her out there the way that he got Careasha out there these days. And he didn't. Cassie could barely do a two-step. She was just a really attractive young girl. It just is what it is. And that's what he was attracted to. He wanted to screw her. He wanted to own her. He wanted her to be on his roster. It had nothing to do with him seeing star power. I don't believe that for 1 second. I don't believe it. And I look, I don't care. I'm not hating. I don't care. Like Cassie, she had a bop. Engineers don't get enough credit, but that girl could not sing. She couldn't dance. She was shaking like a leaf on stage. She didn't have the personality wasn't hitting. It didn't give. It just didn't. We got to be honest. We have to be honest. It didn't. What it gave was, she's aesthetically pleasing to my eye. She does something to my senses. She's going to make me look a certain way when I show up with her. She's young, she's fresh, she's new, she's green. She's easy to control and to manipulate. I could get a kink off with her. It's giving fulfill my sexual fantasies. That's what it's giving. And a lot of these men are like that. However, some men get lucky and they actually find a gem. They find a superstar that they want to get a kink off with. There's some women that really have everything and can really help you get to a bag. But Cassie, it just didn't get that. Yep, she was only 19, Queen Keish. Yep. Hey, SM, what's up, boo? Thank you. All right, let's share the screen. How's everybody? Y'all already know what y'all better do. Do I got to yell and hoot and holler and cuss y'all out about it? We already know what you need to do upon entering the Love Jones show. Pay the entry fee and hit the like button. It's free 99. Free 99. Okay, shouts out to It's on Cypher. Use songwriter Tiffany Red pens an open letter to Diddy recounting the event she witnessed and alleged abuse toward Cassie. Dear Sean Combs, I'm stepping forward to recount my experience as a witness to events detailed in my friend Cassandra Ventura's now settled civil lawsuit against you. I'm breaking my silence, freeing myself from haunting recollections, standing in solidarity with Cassie and standing up for myself. I fear for my safety as her suit alludes to me, although not by name. I hope that revealing my identity to the public will afford me some measure of protection. Did I not tell you guys that this was probably one of the main reasons why Cassie stepped forward was to protect herself? So if something were to happen to her, then we would all know all signs points to Sean Diddy Combs. And this is why this woman is coming out, because when you come out in the open and you're in the public, chances are people are going to move and tread a little lightly. They're not going to try to shake you down. They ain't going to send, the squad, the men in black up to your house to hang you over a balcony. It don't give that when you're out in the public, because now all eyes are on you. And he don't want this heat. Diddy's not trying to be in a hot ass kitchen. He don't want the heat. He don't want the smoke. He does not want the smoke. Cassie and I became friends in 2015 while co-writing songs for her album that you never released. We remain very close to this day. I'm one of the friends mentioned in her lawsuit, specifically from the night of her 29th birthday, as detailed in a section labeled Mr. Combs Forces Miss Ventura into Sex Trafficking. Oh my God. Okay. The weight is heavy as I gather my thoughts to articulate these distressing memories, physical reactions, the surge of heat on my face, sweaty palms, racing heart, and the onset of a panic attack serve as stark reminders of the toll it's taken. I am traumatized by you. The burden of vocalizing these experiences should never have been mine or anyone else's. Now, everybody want to know why? Because it's safe to do so. He is not as protected. Diddy has fallen from grace. The elites, the puppeteers, he hasn't fulfilled something that he was supposed to do, or he's being a scapegoat. They throwing him under so that he don't talk about things. Something is happening. A reckoning is upon us. I first met you in person in August 2015 because Cassie's a Virgo, like myself, at a surprise party you threw for Cassie's 29th birthday at a hotel in Los Angeles. I was at her old apartment before the party with friends in the Wilshire Corridor condos right down the street from your home. Rushed by calls from your team about her ETA. We were in a frenzy to get her ready without spoiling the surprise. We all piled into a black car service from her place to the party. I want to get to where she links with him. Okay, so now they're at the party. Fast forward. You approached me and introduced yourself saying, "So you're the one writing all these songs about me?" I said, "Yes." And you stared back and said, "That means she's talking to you, huh?" And one of an abuser's tactics is to isolate you. They don't want you to have friends. They don't want you to have an outlet. They don't want you to have allies. So this is why we've heard all of these stories and allegations of him isolating her, wanting to fight anybody that's trying to get close to her, because, when you have someone to vent to and you got people that you could talk to, chances are they'll be able to convince you to leave. And he didn't want that. He did not want his supply cut off, especially not these days. Okay. I was uncomfortable because it seemed like you were talking about the more turbulent parts of your relationship. Then she goes on to talk about a song they penned together called Loyal. And, in the song, basically, they were saying, "I don't know what is real. I just know how I feel. And you keep acting like you don't know what you did wrong, trying to get me to chill since we ain't been together. I've been on some whatever, and she was pushing back on the song. One of your security guards did something similar. I'd never met him before. He approached me and said, "I heard a lot about you, Tiffany. You both creeped me out, and this interaction was super intimidating. It felt like you both wanted me to know that you knew who I was, and you didn't like how close I was to her." Okay, this is where we're going. All right, so later that evening, they went to karaoke pretty much, and Cassie had to be convinced, and he followed them. And she says, you pulled Cassie out of the private karaoke room. She put her head down and went with you. I followed to see if she was okay because something was off. When I walked out of the room, you had her backed into a corner in a hallway outside of the door, and your security surrounded you two as you cursed her out with your hands in her face. She and I briefly made eye contact. I felt helpless. She looked afraid and kept looking down at the floor. I didn't know what to do. I was scared. Damn. Karaoke was cut short. She asked them to basically go back to her place, which she obliged. And then Tiffany also says prior to that altercation, Cassie had confided in her that he was physically abusive. Cassie didn't want to go, but they packed her an overnight bag, and someone says she always goes. So clearly she was afraid of him. For people to say, why she ain't just leave? Why she ain't just do this? When a man has all of that power, you are intimidated. You are scared. You're isolated. You don't have anybody that you could run to. Her whole life was tied up in this man, down to her medical records. Then the person says they'll be back. Okay. A few hours later, I was woken up by you screaming, emotional, singing. Bitch, where are you? Oh, wow. You and Cassie were back. It was around 3 or 4 a.m. When I walked out the bedroom where I was asleep, you yelled emotional singing, bitch, there you are. I was mortified, humiliated, and scared when I realized you were talking to me. You were visibly intoxicated, and so was Cassie. She appeared sedated and very withdrawn. The drugging. The drugging! It was the first time I saw her this way. You started, what? I don't know if that's like, okay. Oh, right here. You started screaming at us. Tell your girl she wants some birthday dick. I flew all the way from Miami. She gonna get this birthday dick. You were visibly angry that she didn't want that from you. I was terrified. I said she doesn't have to have sex with you if she doesn't want to. You just kept screaming, she gonna get this dick. All I kept thinking about was how before you came to get her and she was sober, she kept telling us she didn't want to go with you. That poor woman. Oh my God. You left her place in chaos on a golf court and drove off into the night. We watched you from her balcony driving toward your house. I thought you were going to get pulled over and go to jail or crash from being so high. It was like a real life scary movie. I was terrified for Cassie and completely traumatized. She later told me you made her have a freak off. Ooh, the infamous freak offs, which Cassie described in her lawsuit as an arrangement where you would make her perform sexual acts with male sex workers that night. The reason you called me emotional singing bitch was because you were listening to new songs we wrote during the freak off that had begun after you came to get her earlier that night. I am disturbed to my core by this. Oh my God. It makes me think it must have been songs Cassie hadn't recorded yet that were still demos. I can't begin to explain how it makes me feel thinking about my voice playing in the background of that nightmare. Oh my God. Throughout my time knowing Cassie, I've seen many concerning instances. There were occasions when I heard you yelling at her and making threats. Observed her so high, I was afraid of her overdosing. Oh man, this is crazy. At a party, you threw for her in Malibu and witnessed the both of you getting IVs after a different night of partying. Additionally, when I was a part of her management team in 2019, a year after she was able to leave you, I saw you try to silence her by attempting to tie a non-disparaging clause to her record deal termination agreement, which felt unjust. See, I told y'all he was still intimidating, stalking, and harassing her to this day. That's why she came out. It was not just a money grab. This woman was saving her own life and getting paid her just due. Because even if she would have stayed with Ryan Leslie, even though Cassie is not the biggest singer, neither is Jennifer Lopez. And Jennifer Lopez done had a 20+ year career. Okay. She probably could have made that amount of money had she hadn't been tied up with Diddy, who's always stealing your publishing, allegedly, just using and abusing you, having you be an artist, but basically it's like working in a sweatshop. This is crazy. What y'all saying up in here? What's up, Mia? Hey, baby. Thank you. Cassie was groomed with lots of money. That is true. That is true. Especially when he blowing up cars and nothing's happening, please, you wouldn't tell either. Hello? People be afraid for their lives. And I think everybody's just so dense and saying like, oh, she should have just left. Why are people coming out now? Because it's safer to do so now. Once the veil starts thinning and he ain't got the same grace that he used to have, Now you actually feel a little safer to come out and say, okay, me too. Powerful men have protection. Y'all cannot act like that's not a thing. People disappear. Look at what happened to his baby mother. That poor woman. With Cassie bravely sharing her story, I'm finally free to share mine. That night of her birthday and so many others are burned in my brain and have tormented me since. I feel compelled to show up for Cassie and myself and to confirm that everything she described in her complaint about what happened that night is consistent with what I experienced. Cassie and I became close while writing songs together nearly a decade ago. One of our friends used to call us Tefandra. Never could I imagine this is how it would turn out. The music I helped create for her suffered due to these events, compounding the trauma. It's devastating. I still mourn that time in my songwriting career. Wow. I continue to work through the PTSD, paranoia, and anxiety from these events. It's one of the catalysts for my advocacy for music creatives today with my organization, the 100 Percenters. Your abuse of power has inflicted ongoing harm on countless individuals, including myself, my friends, and my peers. You are a literal pillar in Black music. So many of us looked up to you. This moment hurts for us too, but no one deserves to endure all of this. Puff, it's not right. You're hurting the very Black and brown people you say you love and support. It pains me to write this letter to you as a Black woman, but when will the cycle of abuse stop? It has to stop. Wow. Okay. Recent events such as the unveiling of accusations against numerous former record label CEO and artists for sexual assault due to an Adult Survivors Act in New York underscore the gravity of the situation. The systemic issues of great culture and misogyny deeply entrenched in the music industry. Okay, let me tell y'all a story about how I was almost trafficked in the music industry. So one of my friends, well, I don't know if I could. We're still cool. He told me to go to this event, right? He was like, "Oh, go to this event. Like you're gonna meet these people." I'm gonna tell y'all about two instances. He told me to this. He was like, "Go to this event. Like you're gonna meet some people." It was a Rock Nation event with like executives, producers, who's who, and he kept telling me, "I think you should just go by yourself," right? And I'm like, I don't really want to go by myself because I didn't have any. I don't really hang out with a lot of people, so I'm like, I don't really don't want to go by myself. I don't know if he was trying to set me up. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm like, I don't really know if I should go by myself. You know, like he was like, it's fine. You could just go by yourself. Like you'll be fine. Like you need to go. You need to network. You need to meet people. And I'm like, something just kept telling me, do not go to this place by yourself, right? So I goes there and I'm with one of my friends that's like a big, huge YouTuber right now. I'm not gonna tell y'all her name, but she came with me and we went to this place, y'all, and literally it looked like a brothel. But there were people there that you would recognize that we've seen on television, people that are standing on the side of and in the back of all of the, you know, the people. I always say who's who. And I'm there. So there's like a bar, but it looks like I don't know how to explain it. It didn't look like a real, it looked like it was like a pop-up shop. Like you know how somebody like creates something and then they break it down? That's how it looked. So there was a bar, right? And so we're drinking, and I'm like, I just felt so crazy. I'm so grateful that my friend was there with me. So I started walking through like to get to the bathroom. There was rooms that looked like girls were going to be stored there. There was all sorts of women there. I'm always the only melanin rich woman in every scenario. So there were so many girls that looked ambiguous. There were some girls there that did not speak English. Like the whole thing just looked like a scene out of a movie. And one of the guys came up to me and he was like, "Oh, so and so invited you here. Like you're so beautiful. You know, like I really think you should come with us where we going after this." And I was like, "Well, I'm here with my friend." He was like, "Well, if your friend needs to leave, she can leave." It's just like it was like, let your friend go home and you come with us. And I didn't go. And she was like, "I don't like this. Like we need to leave." We left there. And I was so grateful that I didn't go by myself and I didn't go anywhere else with those men and those girls that looked young as hell and like they were foreign. And she told me, she was like, "You need to be careful because you are surrounded by vampires." And I was like, wow, like this is crazy. That same night I met Blame It on Quay, just randomly, like where we were. And I just was like, damn, like it really seems like if you want to go far and you want the machine behind you, you gotta be down with the get down. It absolutely was a setup. Like, why the fuck did I go a freak off that part? Why am I here? Like, what is going on? And like a lot of times they'll ask you to send pictures, like, oh, send me pictures to go to an event. Like, why do they need to know what I look like? It's just very, 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 very strange. And once again, so this guy that was a head of like a department for like not music distribution, but kind of like putting music on a radio. I don't know what you call it, but I remember him. I'm not gonna say his name. So I would meet him. He worked at Def Jam. I would go to Def Jam, like the building. And one time I met him at his office and he was like, come with me to this party. So I went to the party. Mos Def was there and Q-Tip was spinning. It was a spot in Brooklyn that was about to close down, and Q-Tip was DJing. The guy that played on the wire that overdosed, Michael something, he was there. I met him that night. I was having a great time. I also met this DJ from Paris, right? So once again, I'm there just with the other guy that's like the head of like the music department that like pumps the music to the radio stations and so on, and the disc jockeys or whatever. So once again, it's always like, come with us after. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go. Like, I really don't want to go. I don't, I'm just going to go home after this. So the guy from Paris was like, let me get you a drink. And I said, okay. So he goes to the bar, and I was younger. Didn't really know, bitch, you do not let nobody just randomly that you don't know go and get you a drink you don't know. So he goes to get me a drink, right? Something told me to go. I was going to the bathroom. On my way to the bathroom, I saw him at the bar. So I woke up to him and he asked me what I wanted. At the time, I was drinking like Patron and pineapple juice or lemonade or something like that. So I walk up to the bar, right? And he looked like he saw a ghost. Like he was like, oh shit. So I'm like, is that my drink? And the bartender looked at me and said, it's only juice in that cup. I'm like, only juice? She said, I didn't put any alcohol. It's just juice in that cup. And I looked at him and I said, why didn't you? I asked you to get tequila. Like, why is it only juice? He said, I had some liquor in my bag that I bought from my hotel room. He was gonna roofie me, put something in my drink, and do Lord knows what. But I have a bunch more stories. I'll save them for another day. But I'm telling y'all, it's a real thing. And it's just something so simple as going to a party. That's how it starts. It's crazy. We got to be careful out here. And I met the guy Harvey that allegedly essayed the girl with Diddy back in 2003. It wasn't nothing crazy though, just at an event. Hi, you're so beautiful. Who are you? Stuff like that. Nothing crazy. I don't make up shit. One thing I don't do is tell lies. I tell y'all stories, but I don't tell a lie. So, Miss Tasha K is out here basically saying that Diddy is using Young Miami for damage control. Y'all, I done been through so much shit. I done seen so much shit that y'all would be like, what? How the fuck? God is on my side. The ancestors been walking with me. That's why I'm still here. Okay, shouts out to the neighborhood talk. Did Diddy set up this studio session with Hitmaker and Young Miami to help with his SA allegations? Let's see what Tasha K had to say.
Wale did not to go near Cassie, not to touch Cassie. They didn't. He did. Diddy came up in there with bodyguards, took him to the back and held him over the balcony in his Timberlands was like, holding him together because he was working too close to Cassie. That's in the lawsuit. Cassie left a lot of crumbs. Now, Wale has since come out to say this wasn't no fire heartbeat scene. And we said, well, wait a minute, Wale. Cassie said it. An eyewitness that don't even really know you like that said it. Sir, we ain't seen nothing from you regarding your career ever since because
remember I showed y'all that video where the guy was literally saying that, he saw Diddy and them dangling Wale over the balcony in the studio because he was working directly with Cassie instead of like them working separately on a track. This is what she's talking about.
We know Diddy is known to shut down careers as Kid Cudi. Oh, you saying he didn't blow up Kid Cudi car? Is that what you saying, Wale? In Young Miami. Let me tell you something. I got something that he had witnessed. Wale, I got something big. I've been waiting. I remember there was several male escorts, right?
That's now once the men start coming out, Diddy might as well pack it up and go to another country. Where Storm said he should go to Bali, he might as well just pack it up. Because that's gonna take this to a whole other level.
Well, let's just say we know a few. So much so the same escorts that were serving Cassie on Diddy's behalf and beating up Cassie were called for Young Miami. Their words, not mine. And when they ended that call, collaborative, to say that Diddy called them for Young Miami, no wonder she's in the studio trying to prove.
Wait, so Young Miami is doing freak offs with Diddy? It's not hard to believe.
That Diddy ain't jealous. Look how many men in that studio. She the only woman. You think that's coincidence? But look how she paying attention to that phone. Diddy probably in the back. Crisis PR is working. They working on Diddy's behalf. They working. But remember, he punched while she was pregnant, thrown downstairs, all types of stuff in front of her.
Oh, she talking about the other Asian girl that she had an interview with.
Her baby. And none of y'all wanted to believe it. Y'all laughed at her. Y'all said, oh, because you ain't black. This didn't happen to you. But it seemed like as the years went on, y'all just forgot. But these are real women out here. And Wale, like I said, if you're going to be out here on that,
when you first heard it, like, nah, this shit just made me like, not this one.
What I was saying. So I don't want to get a copyright, but this is what she's talking about. Because like, why all of a sudden it's just Young Miami in the studio by herself, you know, and they decided to release this footage. So I don't know. It makes sense. It does make sense that this was released to, you know, offset the rumors of him not allowing his women to be in the studio with other men. But like I said before, Careasha is different from Cassie. Careasha was already established. You know, I mean, Cassie had like one record out, but that's not today. Like today, like you have social media. You know, like people are like brands, their personalities, like, and Careasha has a label behind her that has nothing to do with Diddy. She's in a group with another woman that has nothing to do with Diddy. Speaking of people try to absolve themselves and try to, you know, make themselves look better, Russell Simmons came and dug his ass out the graveyard where nobody was even thinking about him. Where ain't he in Indonesia somewhere? Russell Simmons says he took 9 lie detector tests to prove his innocence against great allegations. Admit he wasn't the best toward women, but he's never been violent or forceful. We can't demonize people without proof. Child.
Lie detector tests. People don't know that. 9 separate. 7 from the chairman of the Polygraph Association. 1 for each of the serious accusations. 1 for when someone said, for instance, I was violent. One person said that. I've never been violent. Took that. 1 for I apologized. I never apologized about assaulting anyone. But if 2 people say it, because one said it and me too, and the second person said it, then I took a test for it. 3 hours per test by 2 polygraph examiners. 1 that I've never done this to anyone and 1 I've never done to each individual. Some people say that they're not accurate, but if they're 94% accurate, I did 9 of them. It's pretty.
Where's the results, sir? Present the receipt. Take a polygraph test in front of everybody. Do it on live.
Clear that I don't believe it. I even asked what if I believe it, but it's not true? He said, your subconscious will get you. I said, I don't know how true that is, but that's what was told to me by the chairman of the Polygraph Association. He was filmed, by the way, you know, talking about this. So there's footage available. No one in the mainstream would cover that.
Why do you think that is?
There's a narrative.
Which is what?
That we don't want to go backwards.
First of all, you got with Kimora when she was still in high school and you was probably 40 years old. Like that, the proof is in the pudding. Come on.
I don't believe women. But women and celebrities maybe in some cases a little different. But we don't want to not believe women. We have to believe women.
Everybody can't be lying. I just don't. Everybody.
We have to give them the benefit of the doubt, but we can't demonize people without proof either.
This is true. This is true. However, we all know that Hollywood and the music industry is the devil's den. We all know that. We all know it.
Twitter cannot make a decision. I've never spoken to a policeman. I've never spoken to a judge about anything. So who's the judge and the jury here? Maybe you haven't lived in the real world. It's gray. You know, no one's intentionally hurt anybody. It's a big difference. No one pushed anybody, and being pushy is different from pushing someone. It's very gray.
Oh, you see, being pushy is different from pushing someone. He's playing with word semantics now. And a lot of the things that men do, they just justify it and they say, well, she allowed me to do it. That doesn't mean that she wanted it. Coercion is a silent killer. We don't talk about coercion enough. Just because you gave up some coochie does not mean you wanted to do it. Just because you allowed a man to penetrate you does not mean you wanted to do it. Sometimes you feel like you're stuck in between a rock and a hard place, like somebody's begging you, constantly harassing you, holding you down, literally holding you down, you know, and you're just like, fuck it, I might as well. All right. But does that mean that I wanted to do this? No. When you are powerful and you are in an authoritative position, you can coerce people easily and you can intimidate people easily with your influence, with your money, with your resources. Come on, sir. And the fact that you like to deal with underage girls, that's illegal. So that's already categorized as rape, whether or not you force them or whatever, however. Like, we got to get, like, come on. Let's see what some people saying up in here. Russell Simmons breaks his silence on grape allegations. He admits that he has been insensitive toward women in the past, but he never violently or forcefully. But never violent or forceful. Jake, shouts out to Jake. He said, I tripped over a list that I don't have to get to the comments. Someone says, I've passed a lie detector test and was straight up lying. Oh, wow. Even I was surprised. To be clear, you can pass a lie detector test and still be lying if you're a narcissist. Yes, if you believe your own lies, if you really fix your mind, your brain is a powerful tool. If you can convince yourself that you're not sick, same way as you can convince yourself of a lie. Mind you, this man fled the country. Innocent people don't run. And I feel like he's really out here doing this real hard because he has 2 daughters that he wants to like continue to look good in front of. And he doesn't want to fall too bad from their grace. And that's why he's like saying, I took 9 lie detector tests and all this and that. Because you know Aoki done chewed him out. I'm sure she'd be blasting him over these allegations. Okay, someone says, I'm going to have to agree with him on this one. I worked in a DV shelter for years, and guess what? Women lie. Of course, people lie in general. People lie in general. However, what comes into play is a person's character and what they are capable of, details, and their rap sheet. If you got with your baby mama, ex-wife, when she was a teenager, then what's to stop you from getting with other women when they're teenagers? If you saying you're insensitive, what's to say that you being insensitive didn't scare and intimidate women into giving you what you want? That's still a form of assault, no matter which way they want to look at it. Grape culture is a real thing, and we let them get away with it. We laugh it off. We just allow things to happen because it's embedded in our culture. Men do a lot of grapey things, a lot of predatory things. They say predatory things, and we just laugh it off. Oh, boys will be boys. Oh, you know how boys are. Bitch, what? None of this is okay. And instead of teaching men, boys, to curb their urges, to be respectful, to respect boundaries, we place the blame on women. And it's disgusting. All the yoga and calmness he practices, of course, a lie detector test won't work on him. A lot of people have the misconception that Grape is always violent and forceful. Ding, 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 ding. Thank you. That's simply not the case. It is not. Why did he flee to Bali then? Damn, reading these comments, y'all want him to be guilty badly, but him being innocent takes all the fun out of the drama, and this society loves drama. Oh, please. The agenda against Black men in general, but especially Black men in power, is real, and it's led by, you guessed it, Black people. The ops have perfected bamboozling us. That's BS. First of all, in real life, men is out here graping and molesting in real life that don't have no money. That's literally sleeping in at their mama house. A lot of us got a pervy uncle. Like, we just got to keep it real. A lot of us women have actually been assaulted by Black men. That's not fucking multimillionaires. Like, come on. Come on. I don't even want to keep reading this because it's going to just make me mad. All right. What y'all up in here saying? We're going to come back and do another show right after this. Slick people already believe their abuse is justified and not a bad thing. Yep. I love when, come on. Right. We'll laugh it off and disregard their actions in a minute. That part. Touched inappropriately. I didn't experience some of every goddamn thing that you could fucking imagine. Literally. That's why he likes other countries. The age rules are different. Hello. That part. Forcefully is more about statutory, not forcefully or violent. Yep. You feel forced and manipulated. Exactly. If somebody is powerful, if somebody literally has your livelihood in the palm of their hand, you are more than likely to do whatever it is that they tell you to do. You're going to lay down and get down. And this is why they like them young. It has nothing to do with ability to perform. It has nothing to do with ability to glamour and, you know, entertain and have people love you or sell a product. No, it's about control and power. When you're young, you don't know any better. You really don't. I told y'all I was about to get drugged by a DJ at an event. I went to an event that literally was for Rock Nation that looked like a brothel. Like, and I was younger. I didn't know. Me now, I would be like, what the bitch? What's going on in here? You know what I'm saying? Like, immediately hitting the door. You wouldn't even be able to try to coerce me into nothing. Like, come on. All right, I'll be right back in like 2 seconds. Make sure your notification bells are clicked. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't let nobody play in your face. You are the prize. Life is a movie. You starring in it. The world is a stage. You at the center of it. Main character energy always. I love y'all. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. I'll be right back. Y'all better meet me right back here. And pay the exit fee too, which is to hit the like button if you have not already done so.